Hi guys, welcome back to Daily Market Analysis. Today is 26th of January. The markets are not open today. Very happy Republic Day. You all, so the last day when the markets were open was at 23rd. It was a long weekend, right? Saturday, Sunday, and this is Monday. Let's try to understand what's happening into Nifty. It's like what happened on 23rd of January is basically Nifty went down by like 1%. It's 241 points. Let's try to understand what actually happened. We'll just edit our sheet of daily market analysis. So on 22nd of January, we're telling this both indices look indecisive, but still have to wait for 25,500 and 59,000 to 600 to break if thinking on making long position by following the charts. So that was, I think, after the EU news that will have some sort of trade deal coming up. But again, we saw that the markets are not like I was telling this, right? Okay, until unless we don't show out of this candle, until unless it does not go above 25,500, we cannot go long on Nifty definitely. And what actually happened, it's you don't have to play on the news side. Now you'll be able to understand that it's not just only about what exactly the fundamentals are telling. It's definitely about a mix of both fundamentals as well as technicals. Even though there's a good positive news coming out from some country, uh, there's a trade deal that Canada tried to do with China. Trump threatened to impose like 100% tariff on it. Now they're reconsidering their choice. There's a good possibility that they might do a trade deal with India, but we have to look at that. Maybe Trump will pose, again he'll pressure that you cannot do a trade deal with India. Again, he'll pose some sort of tariffs. We have to see that possibility. We are having some sort of deal coming up with the UAE as well. Defense pact. We are going to get a lot more natural gas from UAE, and it's going to be a big economic partnership. Both the countries are trying to improve their relationships. So as we are seeing that India is trying to build relationship with other countries, but the chart does not show us that at all. And we have to actually look at the chart and then understand that what's actually happening behind the scene, whatever is happening in front of our eyes. Europe is telling that they are getting the first mover advantage. They will be getting first mover advantage because they'll be doing trade deal with India where they'll be having where their car companies can sell their stuff in India. It is very high tag, India pose a lot of tariff on Europe for a lot of things. Same with the Europe as well. They'll be making their markets open for us, which will be very much helpful for our economy. But we have to look, unwind a lot of geopolitics things that still are not very much clear, and the markets don't see it in that way totally. So I was drawing this trend line, before this particular video that I was shooting, that I could connect this trend line. Look at the trend line of this. September 2025, 2024 ka high price to when I'm connecting it to June 2025, and then the lowest price of November 2025 on a monthly candle. And I was doing it actually on a daily time frame, but I tried to connect these all dots. So there is some sort of trend line getting formed, and Nifty actually gave a closing below this trend line, which is again it's tricky. Why? Because there's a psychological level that I usually talk about. At every 25,000, 26,000, 24,000, at every 1,000 points, there's a psychological level that Nifty usually tests. So in one go, if it's going to break 25,000, we cannot straightforward say that. And another trend line that I tried to draw, this is the some sort of trend line that I can see. So this trend line shows that there's some sort of support, but yeah, we have to watch these particular levels. My verdict was very much simple. The moment it did break 25,500, Nifty is going to slide till like 24,600. There's no major support that I could see. Maybe it could take some time, definitely, but like every now and then it's going to somehow going to take support at these points. or if you actually have to go long, it's going to be about 25,500. Let's try to look at what's happening into Bank Nifty again. 59,600. I think we wrote the verdict on 22nd of December, 22nd of January. Until it breaks to 59,600 and it gives a closing, then we can go long because news is positive. But as you can actually see that the markets went down by 1.23%. The next possible support is looking at 57,627. How did I arrive at all these figures? I went to much bigger time frames, right? 3 months time frame. You are able to see that in the April month and the July month, April month and July month. This is a 3-month candle. So both of the high price indicate that 57,627 is acting as will act as a good support for Bank Nifty, and these are the closing and high price of the previous candle. You have to leave the current candle in order to draw the support and resistance, and you would actually understand that on a 3-month time frame you will be able to understand what's actually happening to the daily time frame of Nifty. Tried to go up, there was a rejection in this zone, again it went down, again this was a rejection in this zone, again it went down, right? Next it's going to take support somewhere around this. That's how you get clarity on what exactly how to read this candlesticks, even though you don't remember the single candlestick name. Sometimes I also forget multiple candlestick, it's like what exactly is the pattern forming, morning star, evening star, hammer, doji, inverted hammer, right? A spinning top, bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, bullish harami, bearish harami, lot of stuff, right? So even if you don't remember the names, that's totally fine, but you have to understand what sort of structure it is forming on a much bigger time frames, and then you can zoom in, and then you will be able to understand what's actually happening on the daily time frames. And now we'll look at we'll actually write this down, that what actually happened on 23rd of January. Just give me 1 minute. So we'll write what's actually happened on 23rd of January. As we talked about the levels, also we'll just say both indices took major hit even after positive news. Next possible support is at 57,600 for Bank Nifty and 24,600. You have to watch out what actually happens in this particular zone. Let's look at the OI data of that day, right? 23rd of 23rd of January. No major support, as you can see, on 24,700 looks like some sort of signs that maybe the markets can take support here, but a lot of resistance forming at all the all the above levels. 25,100, 25,200 is acting as a big major resistance. Again 25,300 acting as a biggest resistance. So no major support for Nifty. I'll just look at what's the expiry date. So 27th is actually tomorrow's expiry. Okay, so it'll be tricky to see this, but again there's a lot of space for Nifty to go down. No major support for Nifty. Rejections at facing major resistance at 25,300. Lot of call writing on 25 100 200 300 lot of call writing at 25 200 25 300 levels and put unwinding. As you can see that 25 200 the lot of put that actually unwinded. So basically what what this data tells us, basically there's people that put writing on this 25,200 level. As the Nifty is going down, they're cutting their put positions, put writing positions. So this is option selling data. The moment they're cutting their put writing positions, tells us that they were wrong. They were doing put writing, thinking that when the markets will sustain for some time, they'll make some sort of theta decay out of it. But as they're cutting their put writing positions, that means they are just telling us that the Nifty, they are betting on the downside of the Nifty, and they were wrong, and they are a lot of put unwinding, and a lot of put unwinding and a lot of call writing happening. Unwinding and call writing at 25 200 or 100, I think 25 200. PCR must be negative 0.6, suggest bearish, right? What's happening into the options data? Let's try to understand this. So we just do this structured practice, that what's happening into different data and who's actually winning the game. So on 23rd of January, what actually happened is if I bought 77,000 call options, 50,000 put options, positive. Pro sold 1.93 lakh call options and bought 70,000 put options. That's a major bearish. Slowly I was seeing this, that Pro is going on to the positive side. It's trying to build some sort of call options, cutting down its and selling put options. It is turning its data into buying call options and selling put options, indicate that the markets they are on the bullish side of the Nifty. But this data heavily suggests that Pro is major bullish, actually major bearish, right? It's writing call options and buying put options. That's negative for markets. Client is adding call options and selling put options, positive. So actually FI in net was on 23rd of January was positive. FII and client bullish, Pro is bearish. But if you actually look at the overall positions, call writing, put buying, bearish, call writing, put buying, bearish, call buying, put writing, heavy put writing, bullish. So net OI tells the same story. FII and Pro are bearish, client is bullish. So there's a reverse psychology that actually people play, that when the markets are going down, they think that it's going to take somewhere support, and there's the opportunity to buy. And when the markets are actually going up, it's giving a big breakout, and again it is making another high and another high. Suddenly the mindset changes to, it's going to go down and I'm going to make a lot of money out of it. I should sell this. It has gone too far. I should sell it. It has gone too far. But you have to understand this, that you have to be on the momentum side. You cannot go against the markets. Even if you are not able to go with the markets, don't go against the markets, because you are going to burn your hand. Out of 10 times, 8 times you're going to burn your hands. If it has made a high, it's going to make another high, and it's going to make another high. If a chart has made a low, it's going to make another low, and it's going to make another low. Don't be foolish trying to pick up the chart when I'm not talking about the what's the concept of discounting and averaging when you're trying to buy a stock, or you're doing that's a totally different thing when you are having so much belief onto. But when I'm talking about trading generally, I'm not talking about investing side of it, then that you should be able to pick stocks which are actually you're getting at a very good discount. I'm not talking about the investing side of it, but purely looking at the trading perspective, it's not going to give returns as you know in the short run. And we as a trader, we as a trying to understand what's actually happening into markets on an everyday basis, we should not repeat these kind of mistakes. That's something that I should be telling you, and this is something that you should actually be thinking about, right? If you FII is increasing their future sell position, sold how many crores in futures? 2000 crores. And what about the cash market data? If I sold 4000 crores, sold 4000 crores, 4000 crores. I just write it today because thinking of that, we analyze the market on 23rd of January. Let's try to look at what's happening into other markets, and then we'll draw a picture of what's actually what will happen into our markets. S&P again breaking this resistance and going up. DXY dropping significantly. All the stuff happening around, they will not be having trade deal with EU. A lot of instability. Europe dumping their US treasury bonds and trying to convert all the US dollars into euro. That's actually making the value of it. So as the world is becoming more and more unstable, so there's a lot of de-dollarization thing that actually I can smell, but we have to look at it. That's why gold it went to like 15,100. Next level is at psychological level is at 6,000. That's the pace. And silver today, the markets for India was closed. So today silver went up by 10%. Come on guys, what's actually happening? I don't understand this. 10% is next level. Gains by Canadian gold stock driving TSX to new high, because again they are also worried that Trump is imposing a lot of tariffs as the uncertainty is moving up. But I do feel this that maybe he's willingly doing all of it. He knows, Trump knows that the uncertainty is going to go, is going to rise as he's doing all of this, and the gold and silver is going to go up. I don't feel that much like this is the only thing that the world has so much confidence in, and he's creating all this fake uncertainty. That's what I think. What is actually happening? The moment this fake uncertainty goes away, I don't actually see a lot of sense that why both the precious metals are going up. There's a lot of curiosity around the space. People are actually just talking about this, nothing else. To be very honest, but the moment they are going to dump, right, it's going to hurt a lot of pockets. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not that all the money will get pumped to equity markets. That's not something that I'm actually saying. But all this uncertainty around tariffs, the changing world order, people not relying on US dollars, it's going to change the moment US is going to have another president, or he just tells it that okay, I'm not going to do anything. It's just something that I was telling it. It's like Trump wanting to capture Greenland. If Europe comes to protect it, he's going to impose tariffs on it, 10% tariff on it for now. From 1 June 2026, it's going to increase it by like 25%. All of this doesn't make sense. that doesn't make so, like, I'm not so much confident, even if it's like the data tells us the same story, that the world is in total uncertainty. And the policies, he's actually not framing the policies. That's why I'm not very much confident with China trying to take advantage of it, banning the export of silver. The story does not get so much completed. What will happen if China just freeze the trade, freeze up that, okay, we are not banning any sort of export of silver, we'll start exporting silver. And what will happen to all these precious metals? They're going to they're going to get dumped a lot faster. The uncertainty will actually be very much not healthy for the overall ecosystem. Then, as the volatility in the instruments are going up, I feel that the traders are definitely making money, but the investors, long-term investors, like, the returns will be very much screwed. That's what I think, to be very honest. I don't know how much of it will actually make sense, or will actually, people will actually able to understand this. But rupees at all-time low, we actually, it's like there's nothing to talk about it. We are becoming poorer and poorer. Good possibility markets are not going to perform. Indian markets are not going to perform as good as we should be performing. Nasdaq crossing this particular resistance, we can extend this resistance, and now it's going into the upward zone. Again, it will face some sort of resistance, but now it's time for it to go up. TLT gap up, EDV gap up. US 10-year bonds slightly sliding. Small cap and mid cap, like, in both the space, a lot of bloodbath. US 10-year bond yields going down, uncertainty regarding the US oil as well. So it was like US will attack on Iran. It's trying to form all the naval warships and stuff. They were placing it towards Iran, but now it has suddenly stopped. They're not going to have a war with it. I don't understand what Trump is actually trying to say, or he's just creating. He's just a trader. That's what I genuinely feel at this point. Euro USD going up is a prediction. Definitely, it is going to go up. The price of Euro USD. You just understand this. Euro is becoming stronger as they're going to dump a lot of US dollars, and CNY is going to become a lot more stronger, because the world is going to rely much more on China compared to US. That's totally that I can understand. Not only on the not only about the perspective of India, but all the countries will not find US as a stable partners. Bitcoin, as the world is going towards the riskier side of it, the investment and the riskier assets are going to drop significantly, and that's what we can see in the Bitcoin as well. Looks like there's a negativity. I was thinking that maybe I'm missing this particular upside, but no, I was correct. I should have stick to my verdict that there's some sort of uncertainty in the world, and which will prevent the riskier assets to go up. It will make the safe assets only to go up, right? And that is it for today. So the world does not seems to be very much happy with what's actually going on, and a lot of silver and gold is pumping up. It's very interesting space to see, and actually, right? Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Day after tomorrow's analysis. Thank you so much, and in the meantime, keep your capital safe. Have a very good night. Happy Republic Day again. Right. Very good night. Bye.